A warm good morning to one and all. Today, November 5, is a remarkable day in the history of Jyoti College of Engineering. I welcome you all to the soft launching of Data Science Club organized by AJCE in association with Imarticus Learning Private Limited. Let's rise for a silent prayer. Thank you. Data rules the world we live in and has been dubbed as the fuel for the 21st century with analytics as its engine. Data is tamed by data science to drive businesses with greater transparency and increased productivity. Thanks to data science, new and exciting possibilities are opening up continuously, changing the way we see the world around us. Today, we have the soft launching of Data Science Club. And now I invite Dr. Jacob Philip, Dean Academic, Jyoti College of Engineering, to deliver welcome address. Dr. Jacob Philip, he's a researcher par excellence with long years of academic experience in premier institutions of the country as well as universities abroad. He has been awarded the fellow of many national and international prestigious societies in physics and allied disciplines. I invite Sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The present duty entrusted with me is to welcome this gathering to this auspicious meeting. Jyoti College of Engineering has signed an MOU with Imarticus Learning Private Limited, which is one of the premier leaders in data science business, and we had this MOU signed on 18th of September 2020. Now there are a good number of students and faculty members who are interested in the subject, and data science is extremely important in the present days. And I am glad that the Department of Information Technology has taken the initiative to have a tie-up with Imarticus Learning Private Limited to advance knowledge in the area of data science. Now, on this occasion, our manager, Reverend Dr. Matthew Picard, has agreed to formally inaugurate this Data Science Club, and I welcome you, Father, to this gathering. Our principal, Dr. Z.B. Lakaparambil, has taken interest in all such activities, and in spite of his busy schedule, he has found time to come over here and be present on this occasion. I welcome you, sir, to this meeting. I welcome Professor Shiju George, who is the main person behind launching of this activity, and I welcome Professor Shiju George to this meeting. I also welcome my colleague, Professor Abubakar, to this meeting. I hope the Data Science Club will flourish and will be busy with a lot of activities in the days to come. Welcome you all once again to this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Z.B. Lakaparambil, our principal, has vast experience in research and administration as Senior Director in CDAC and as Director of ER&DCI, Institute of Technology, the academic wing of CDAC. His sheer enthusiasm and determination will definitely bring new glories to AJCE. I welcome Dr. Z. V. Lakaparambil to deliver the presidential address.
Thank you, Ms. Madam. Very good morning to all. Respected beloved manager, Reverend Dr. Matthew Paikard, Professor Dr. Jacob Philip, Dean Academic, Sri Ahmad Khalid from Imarticus Learning, Professor Shiju George, Data Science Club Coordinator, Faculty Advisors, K.M. Abubakar, Soumya Sadhanandan, and Jerin Thomas, and dear participants. I am happy to be with you for this soft launch of Data Science Club, a joint activity of Amaljodi College of Engineering with the Imarticus. We have large resource of data associated with each and every walks of life. I think in business, they have large database which they transfer to academicians to use to do research for further growth. All government systems have a large bank of data to deal with the people, land, revenue, security, etc. Education system have knowledge information that are scattered at many places. If we want same type of information at a different place, presently we have to duplicate the information, which is a costly affair. Human society live with the data. For an example, nowadays, even for simple things like cooking, we refer resources of data available on our web. Most of these data have unstructured nature. The unstructured data or information that either does not have a predefined data model or is not organized in a predefined manner. That is the major problem nowadays. Unstructured information is typically text heavy, but may contain data such as dates, numbers, facts, as well as many other things. This results in irregular and ambiguous nature that make it difficult to understand using traditional programs as compared to data stored in field from any database or annotated in documents. Data science is a concept to unify statistics, data analysis, and their related methods in order to understand and analyze actual phenomena with the data. It uses techniques and theories that drawn from many fields within the content of mathematics, statistics, computer science, domain knowledge, and information science, etc. This collaboration will give an insight into the data science structure for the people and how to implement the same. Hope you are aware that all software breakthrough happen through software club associated with academic places. And many languages and simulation tools are developed through software clubs that are associated with the academic places. We enter into this venture with a great hope by signing this MOU, and wish you all the best for the team under the leadership of Shiju sir. And all software people are getting involved in this one. I'm happy that this is a good effort taken by our college, and I wish you all the best for the same.
Thank you, sir, for your inspirational address. Reverend Father Dr. Matthew Paikard, manager of Amaljodi College of Engineering, is a vibrant leader with extraordinary composure and equanimity, who faces all administrative challenges with his divine smile. I welcome Father to deliver inaugural address.
A warm good morning to everyone. Dr. V. Lakaparambil, Principal, Amaljodi College of Engineering, and the President of this function. Dr. Jacob Philip, Dean Academic, Amaljodi. Mr. Ahmad Khalid, Vice President, Imarticus Learning Private Limited. Professor Shiju George, HOD, Information Technology, Amaljodi. Professor K. Abubakar, Assistant Professor Amaljodi, and the Faculty Advisor, Data Science Club. Deans, HODs, faculty members, staff, and my dear participants. As we know today, we are gathered here for the soft launch of Data Science Club in association with Imarticus Learning Private Limited. A MOU has been already signed between Amaljodi College and Imarticus Learning Private Limited on the 8th of September 2020 to begin Data Science Club at Amaljodi under the initiative of Department of IT. And it is indeed a glad moment for Amaljodi to tie up with Imarticus Learning Private Limited, one of the pioneer leaders in industry for data science. On this occasion, I would like to acknowledge my thankfulness for the interest shown by Ms. Sonia Huja, Director Imarticus Learning, Mr. Ahmad Khalid, Vice President and Business Head, Chennai, Mr. Muthukumar, the Senior Manager, Business Development, Chennai, and Mr. Dinesh Kumar K, Business Development Lead, Coimbatore, to associate with Amaljodi College, a leading academic institution, to support our stakeholders by means of Data Science Club, providing wide exposure to software industry revolution. My hearty appreciation to Professor Shiju George, HOD IT, Professor Saumya Sadananthan, Chief Faculty Advisor IT, Professor Jerin Thomas, Faculty Advisor CSE, and the vibrant students team from all branches for organizing the soft launch of Data Science Club. I wish everyone a great success wherein we can learn, design, and implement novel ideas through this technical club with the support of Imarticus Learning Private Limited. I declare the official soft launching of Data Science Club of Amaljodi College as inaugurated. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Now I welcome all the dignitaries on the stage to virtually light the lamp that is set up here. Thank you all. Kindly be seated. Mr. Ahmad Khalid, Vice President, Imarticus Learning Private Limited, is an IIM Bangalore alumnus with over 12 years of experience in training, sales, marketing, and business development across different domains. I welcome Mr. Ahmad to lay out the objectives of the Data Science Club.
A very good morning, one and all. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. So I'd like to thank the management of Amaljodi institutions for signing this MOU with Imarticus Learning, and also arranging this very nice introductory or inauguration function as well. So I'd like to thank the manager, Dr. Matthew Palikar, and Principal Dr. Lakaparambil, Dean Dr. Jacob Philip, as well as the convener, Professor Saiju Jaj, all the deans, all the faculty members, and also all the students who have taken your precious time out and joining in this inauguration function. Thank you. So what I'll do is I'll just list out a couple of slides on the objective of this data science club. Just a second, I'll share my screen. All right. So the vision and mission of this data science club is to inspire, nurture, and assist students in the data science domain. Uh, I haven't given much of introduction about Imarticus. I will be doing that during my webinar. But Imarticus is in the data science industry for last 8 years, and we have more than 500 plus industry partners who are associated with us from the data science domain. And so we wanted to facilitate all the knowledge sharing, research projects, and career enhancements towards the data science industry. And we also would like to exchange ideas, information, and knowledge among the club members across the country. So as we speak, we have more than 40 institutions who are partnered with Data Science Club across the country. So we have institutions right from Chandigarh, Lucknow to Kerala, the south of India as well. We also would like to provide the latest developments in data science industry to the academia, right? So this industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world. And every day, in fact, every day there is new developments coming up in the domain as well. So this club will act as a bridge to pass on all these latest developments in the data science industry to the academic, both to the students as well as to the faculties, so that they will be up to date with the industry progress as well. So what do you get by part of this club? Before that, I will also quickly go through the board of advisors who are part of the club. So we have officially inducted 6 board of advisors across the country, and these are some of the veterans from the data science industry, having over 12 to 15 years of experience in the data science domain, and all of them are leading some of the biggest teams for data science in the industry as well. So for example, if take Gabon Francis from Chennai, he is leading the data science team at the IT Decisions, which is an MNC firm. And Bikram, again, having over 12 years, he's based out of Bangalore. He's leading a data science team in an MNC. And Shikar from Delhi, we have Ravi from Mumbai, Pranjal from Thane, and Vinay from Pune as well. So all over the place, people are there, and they will be regularly participating in all the events and activities, and they will be mentoring the students on their projects, on their queries, anything relevant to data science as such. So the students who are part of the club, data science club, will get access to all the industry guest lectures and webinars. So we will be conducting guest lectures and webinars once in a month from the data science industry. And this will be again, we are splitting this to both IT background students as well as to the non-IT, because data science industry is not only for the IT background students. Data science is for every single domain, every single industry. So we have even split up webinars for people from other departments as well. So the very first webinar we are starting on this November 16th. And to announce, probably the official information will come to you, but unofficially to inform you, we have guest Gaudav Sundararaman, who's the chief data analyst with prickinfo.com. Hopefully students might be aware of that. And he is also the consultant analyst for the West Indies T20 World Cup winning team, as well as 2015 RCB IPL consultant as well. So a very prominent member in the sports consulting field, and he is the first speaker who's coming down on 16th of November. And from there on, every month, you will be getting access to such great industry speakers through this platform. And you will also have, we will be conducting national level hackathons in the data science domain. And this again will be conducted twice a year across the country, where you will be competing with some of the best in the data science domain, and there are attractive prizes to be won in this as well. You will also get access to free workshops. So we will be conducting regular workshops once in a quarter or once in 2 months, which will be 2 to 3 days of workshops on different topics of data science, like For example, you have data visualization in Tableau. We have Power BI workshop on Python for data science, R for data science. So I can list down 10, 12 topics, but these are some of the workshops which we have lined up as activities in this club. And the students who are interested can register and participate in these workshops. We also have a regular faculty development program, which is again beneficial to the faculties across, wherein we will be continuously imparting different topics to the faculties as well. And finally, as I initially said, there are more than 500 corporate partners who are regularly looking to hire both interns as well as full-time employees for the data science domain as well. So some of those opportunities we will be passing on to you for the students, and you can able to attend the initial rounds. And if you're clearing it, you can also get the internship or the job as well. So these are all some of the benefits which we have lined up for the data science club activities. And as I said, the first activity is starting from 16th of November, and from there on, every few days, every week, or every month, you will be having regular activities from the data science club, which you can register and participate in this. And the beauty of all these things is from the Imarticus side is that this comes at no cost, both for institutions as well as for the students as well. So absolutely, you do not have to pay any amount for all the activities that is being conducted via data science club. So I would request all of you to actively participate in all of these activities, and please make use of the opportunity what is being given by the data science club as well, right? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are sure that the student participants will be excited to hear the exciting activities of the club. Professor Shiju George, Head of the Department of Information Technology, Amal Jyoti College of Engineering. He is a man of good ideas and inspires his team members to achieve greater goals for the department. I welcome Professor Shiju, convener of the Data Science Club, to deliver the functioning of Data Science Club at AJCE.
Thank you, Midana Miss. Good morning to one and all. Chief guest of the day, our beloved manager, Reverend Father Dr. Matthew Paikard. President of the function, our beloved principal, Dr. Z.B. Lakaparambil, sir. Dean Academic, our dear Dr. Jacob Philip, sir. Vice President, Imarticus Learning Private Limited, Mr. Ahmad Khalid. Faculty Advisor from Electronics and Communication Department, Professor K.M. Abu Baker, sir. Bursar, Registrar, Deans, HODs, faculty members, staffs, and my dear Amlites. As the objectives were already stated, I would like to brief the functioning of Data Science Club at Amal Jyoti College of Engineering. As we all know, data science is a multidisciplinary field striving to provide vast opportunity in the private and the government sectors. It has become necessary for the individuals to be industry ready beforehand to make use of the opportunities. To commence the stepping activities, at present, we have formed a committee constituting of faculty members from circuit branches, members from Amalites, and representatives from Imarticus Learning. The office bearer consists of a chief faculty advisor from Department of IT, faculty advisor from Computer Science and Engineering Department, faculty advisor from Electronics and Communication Department, and a mentor from Imarticus Learning. From the students' representative part, we have president who will be responsible for managing operations and monitoring the performance of Data Science Club, chairman and vice chairman who will preside over the board meetings, secretary and joint secretary to assist with correspondence, appointments of new members, and carry out administrative tasks of Data Science Club. A treasurer with a faculty advisor and student representative who will manage the financial assets and liabilities of the club. And finally, 2 student representatives from each batch to coordinate and pass information timely. A 1 year of schedule of various events will be prepared in the coming week by Imarticus Learning in consent with the Data Science Club committee members. Since the Data Science Club is open to all, I invite all students to register and join the club on or before 15th November 2020. The registration link will be circulated soon. With the initial few meetings, I could record a great enthusiasm among our students to lead, work, learn, and disseminate knowledge through this club. I could see there are around 390 participants who are already attending this meeting. So let us make the Data Science Club more productive with the blessings of Almighty God. Thanking you all present in the meeting. Have a great day. Please attend the webinar session followed by this meeting titled Opportunities for Freshers in the Data Industry. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Professor K.M. Abubakar, Faculty Advisor from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. He put all his heart into all the assignments that he takes up. I welcome Professor Abubakar, the co-coordinator of Data Science Club, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Chief Guest of this program, Dr. Martha Paikar, Principal Dr. Isadvela Kaprambil, our most valued invited guests, deans, teachers, and my dear students. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks to this great occasions. I, on behalf of the Data Science Club of Amal Jyoti College of Engineering, and on my own behalf, a big thank to our manager for his guidance, support, and effort toward this initiative of this Data Science Club in tie-up with Imarticus Learning Private Limited, Bombay. I extend my vote of thanks to our principal, Dr. Isadvela Kaprambil, Dean Dr. Jacob Phillips, who spent their valuable time from their busy schedule to grace these occasions. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation and thanks to Mr. Ahmad Khalid, the Vice President of Imarticus Private Limited, and Professor Shiju George for their wonderful explanations and objectives and functioning of the Data Science Club in Amal Jyoti College of Engineering. Dear sir, we are all inspired by our great words. I also want to thank all these teachers, HODs, and students who are attended these great occasions. And further, a big thank to the masters of this program, Mr. Jerin Thomas, then Ms. Soumya Sadanandan, then Midhuna Jodi, and assistant professors and student coordinators of Data Science Club for their effort toward this successful completion of this event. Once again, thank you all. And we wish a wonderful webinar on data science industrial opportunities by Muhammad Khalid from the Imarticus Private Limited. And thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. I thank all the 397 participants for joining us. So with that, we wind up the inauguration segment of the event. Now we shall listen to the introductory talk on data science industry opportunities by Mr. Ahmad Khalid, Vice President, Imarticus Learning Private Limited. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Once again, very good morning, one and all. So I'll quickly walk you through a small introduction about Imarticus, and then I will take you through the topic today. Meanwhile, my chat box is open. So in case you have any questions during the session, please put it out on the chat box and I'm happy to take it for you. All right. So to give a small introduction about Imarticus, we started in the year 2012, headquartered in Mumbai. And we are very, very focused on two major domains. One is on the financial services and the second is on the data science domain. So when I talk about data science, it includes all part of data science, including the analytics, machine learning, as well as the deep learning and other modules of AI as well. So in 2013, we expanded to Bangalore and Chennai. And then currently we are present in about 14 different locations across the country. And right from Chandigarh and Lucknow in the north, we are there till Coimbatore. And we also have signed up with the Kerala government. And soon we are also launching our operations in Cochin as well. So this is our presence currently. We also have a very strong international presence as well. We are there in Middle East, where we are headquartered in Dubai. We are there in African countries. We are also there in Southeast Asian countries. And recently we have opened up our operations in London as well. So these are some of the international presence where Imarticus is already establishing. In last 8 years of our journey, we have trained around 35,000 professionals. So again, 80% of them are working professionals, right from 2 years to 20 years of experience in the industry. And we also have more than 200 plus trainers for all industry professionals currently working in different data science domain or in investment banking domain. And we have 500 plus corporate partners who are associated with us, who help us in creating the curriculum, content, projects, case studies, as well as they also help and hire the people who are completing their courses with Imarticus as well. So this is overall about a brief introduction about Imarticus. So let me not take much of your time. So before I step into the opportunity as such, how I set the presentation is I'll give you an overview about data analytics, and then I will give you some case studies. I will also talk about AI and machine learning and some case studies, industry case studies relevant to AI and machine learning. And then I will talk about the tools, what needs to be learned or what is important. And then I will take you through the opportunities, industry opportunities as well, right? So this is the overall agenda for the day. So I will not take more than 45 minutes to 1 hour. So please bear with me for the next 45 minutes or so. All right. Meanwhile, if you have any queries, please put it out on the chat box. I'm happy to take it for you. So what is data analytics? Very introductory part of data science, right? So data analytics is nothing but analyzing a data set for a problem statement. As simple as that, right? Analyzing a data set for a problem statement. Now, when you talk about data analytics, you might have a question, right? Why is everybody talking about data science now, but nobody was talking about it 3-4 years back, right? That's a question that keeps coming in our mind. Nobody talks about it sometime back, but now everybody everywhere is talking about AI, data science, data analytics, etc. The simple answer to this question is we are completely moving from an opinion-based decision-making system to a data-driven decision-making system, right? If you talk about industry, every single decision today is taken based on data, right? You talk about how many, what products to launch, where to launch, what should be the price of the product, what should be the name of the product, which market should I reach out to, right? What should be my marketing spend, what should be my sales estimate. All these decisions depends on data only, right? So that is the reason why data analytics is so prominent now, because the data-driven decision-making plays a key role in it, right? So I've told you about definition of data analytics. Let me also quickly walk you through the process that is involved in data analytics, right? So there are 4 major processes that is involved. The very first process is what we call it as data collection. I will not bore you much with theory. I will take you through a case study so you will understand better on what are these 4 processes that is involved in that. Okay. So let me talk about data collections. Whenever I talk to students about data, the moment, your mind is programmed in such a way, it thinks about text and numbers, right? That's what we talk about data. But in the real world, data is not just text and numbers. Data could be of any format, right? It can be images, it can be videos, audio files, etc. So data as such could be of any format. And when you collect this data, all these data will be in an unstructured format, right? What I mean by unstructured, what we call raw format, right? There might be missing values, there might be default values, there might be wrong values, there might be outliers. So there are a lot of issues with the raw data. So trust me, when you work on real time, 70 to 80% of a data analytics process is all about this process, which is called data formatting process, right? That is making your data from an unstructured format to a structured format. On industry terminologies, there are different nomenclatures being used today for this particular process. Some people will call it as data processing, data planning, data preparation, data wrangling, right? Yeah, data pre-processing, or it could be in very technical terms, you will use it something called EDA, right? Explorative data analysis. So at the end of the day, what are we doing? We are formatting unstructured data to a structured format, right? So that is the sole purpose of that. And once you do this, you have a nice clean data set on your hand, right? Now you can start your analytics. Now, what do we analyze, right? That is another important question. Okay, we have a good data set. Now we need to go for data analytics, but you need a problem statement to start the analytics, right? See, think about it, right? Now, if I'm going to give you the entire IPL ball by ball data right from 2008 to 2019, right? Every single match, ball by ball data. And it is there, right? It is again an open source data. You can get it from internet if you want. Now, if I'm going to give you the data and I'm going to tell you that, can you analyze it, right? Your next question will be, what should I analyze? Correct? That's what your question will be, right? What should I analyze, right? So you need a question, you need a problem statement. That is what we call it as a problem statement, which is very, very important. When you talk about a real-time data, right, in an industry, the problem statement could be anything. It can be why my business is running in loss, what should I do to make it profitable, what will be my sales next year, right? How much money should I spend on marketing, right? Etc. etc. I can list out 1,000 problem statements. So, but without a problem statement, you will not be doing any analysis, correct? So now you can link all these together, right? Analyzing a data set for a problem statement is what we call it as a data analytics. Clear? So there is a data set, there is a problem statement. You are going to analyze this and solve the problem statement. That is exactly what is happening in the industry real time today, right? Now, the final process is what we call it as a data visualization process. You have done all your analysis. Now, what you need to do, you need to present this data to someone, right? It could be your customer, it could be your client, it could be your manager, or anybody it could be, right? But you need to present this data to someone. And then, but for that, what you need is, you need good visualization, right? This you do it in your regular day-to-day academic work as well. Though you do a lot of work on Excel or in Word, etc. The moment somebody asks you to go and present, you automatically go to PowerPoint, right? Why are you going to PowerPoint? Because it's visually pleasing, right? It's good visualization. That same way, you have data visualization as well in data science. Clear? So this is all about the process that is involved in data analytics. Clear? Before I step into the next slide, are you guys able to follow me? Like, am I going fast? If I'm going fast, just put it on the chat box. I will go a little slower as well, right? Okay. So one key thing about data science again is that you might be wondering why there is so much opportunities in data science now, or at least everybody is talking about it now. It is because, in fact, Professor Saiju Judge put it nicely, right? It is a multi-domain industry, right? You being a data science professional, you can literally walk into any industry below the sky, right? You talk about any industry, aviation, right? You talk about astrophysics, right? You talk about NASA, for example. They work on huge amount of data, right? That is where data analysts play a huge, very, very important role. And you talk about telecom, banking, financial sector. Today's stock market is all about data, right? You talk about a stock movement tomorrow, you can analyze it today, you can predict it today, etc. So data is there in every single field. In fact, the first guest speaker who's coming on board is a data analyst with cricket, right? Sports analytics, he will be the better person to talk about it. But sports analytics today is such a huge $1 million industry today. Every single sports require a data analyst as well, right? So that is the reason why there are huge openings and opportunities for data analytics professionals, because every single industry today needs a data analytics, right? Yeah. So somebody was mentioning e-commerce on the chat. Yes, right. E-commerce is one of the industry where data plays a huge role as well. So now when I was talking about it, there was an interesting question from one of our students in my previous sessions, and it was asking me like, you are talking about data science across all the domains. Can you tell me how data science is used in COVID-19? Right? It's an interesting question. It was an interesting question. So I thought, okay, let me use this as a case study so that at least people can relate how COVID-19, which is where we are today, right? Because of which we are addressing all this in webinars, and hopefully you guys are sitting at home and taking class online sessions, etc. Now, so I took this as a case study, analytics in healthcare, right? Specific to COVID-19. All right. So when we talk about COVID-19 and what is the role of a data analyst in this particular area, let me talk about the first process. What is the first process of data analytics? It is data collection, right? So what I did is I went and collected data of all the cases of COVID across country. As on yesterday, it stood at around 83.5 lakh cases, right? I'm not showing the actual Excel sheet. I'm just putting a screenshot so you will be able to see it. But the actual data is open source data. It's available in internet. You can download it as well, right? And it's open source data. If you all remember, the first case of COVID was from Kerala on 30th of January, right? A 20-year-old female, Thrissur, Kerala, etc. Now, from that case as to yesterday, there were 83.5 lakh cases. All this data is available in online. Now, this is what we call data collection, right? Now, when you get this data from online or whatever, right, this is going to be an unstructured data, right? It's in a raw format. Like what I talked about it, right? Now, for example, if I wanted to do a gender-based analysis, you just look at even in the first page of this data, right? There are a lot of genders missing here. I don't know who they are. The male, female, what is it? I don't know, right? And similarly, you look at the age, right? It is not possible that all these guys who are Italians who got COVID are all 55 years old, right? Because somewhere the data is wrong. So if I have to do some analysis, this is what I call you as unstructured data. Agree? Understood? Right? So this, I need to convert it into a structured format, right? So that is where the processing, pre-processing or planning, etc. comes into the picture. Again, I'm not going to how to do that because that's what separate session workshops you will be learning it, but it is going to take a lot of time, right? I need to convert this because the data size is 83.5 lakhs data, right? And I have to do the formatting and convert this into a proper structured format, so which will be ready for me to do the analysis. Clear? All right. So now, once I do the formatting, I have a nice clean data set with me. So what do I do next? I need to step into analytics. When I want to step into analytics, I already told you, right? I need a good problem statement to do my analytics. So what is my problem statement here, right? The question is that, can you predict the cases for future? A prediction modeling problem, right? Again, everybody talks about, we talk more about prediction in data analytics, but prediction is not the only problem statement, right? There are multiple analytics process. Prediction is just one process in that. Okay, so predicting the case for future. Now, why is this important? Right? Every single day, I told you, right? Data-driven decision making playing an important role. Look at it here. Now, just imagine tomorrow, Kerala government wanted to order testing kits for the state. Right? How many testing kits will be ordered? Let's just take that you guys are in the health department, right? Health ministry or secretary, etc. And you need to plan and order health testing kits. How much will you order? Will you order 1 lakh? Will you order 10 lakhs? Right? How much you will order? You all know that inventory is important, right? You cannot order 1 crore and keep it with you, right? You need to manage your funds effectively. So how much will you order? Right? How many doctors are required? How many hospital beds are required? How many ventilators are required? So all these questions can only be answered if you know what is going to be the cases of COVID in future. You agree? Clear now, right? So this is a very, very important problem statement. Unless and until you know the full answer for this, you will not be able to answer a lot of questions related to COVID-19, right? From a government perspective, particularly. All right. So who's going to do the analysis? Who's going to do this prediction? Definitely doctors are not going to do, right? Definitely officials, bureaucrats, or politicians are not going to do, right? When we talk about COVID warriors, we give a lot of importance to doctors, nurses, frontline warriors, right? Which is important, but nobody talks about data scientists here. Nobody talks about data analysts here, right? They play a very, very important role in COVID situation altogether. So just look at this, right? A simple analysis by a data analyst, which was done recently. Just look at the data. We have taken doubling rate as an example, right? Doubling rate, which means at what rate the cases are doubling. So if you look at it as on yesterday, right? This data was as on yesterday, 8.3 million cases, which is 83.1 lakh cases. And the model says that we are doubling every 58 days, right? So what it means, right? It means currently we are at 83 forgive my handwriting, I know it's horrible. 83.1 lakh cases, right? If it is doubling at 58 days, what it means is that in next 2 months, right? Today we are on November 5th. Let us speak about January 5th, right? Next 2 months, this cases is going to be 1.66 crore cases of COVID in India. This is what the model is predicting, right? If we double at this rate, we are going to reach 1.66 crore in next 2 months. From here to here in 2 months. Remember this, it took us 10 months to reach here, right? 83.1 lakh cases, it took us 10 months. But in next 2 months, we are going to touch 1.66 crore cases. Now, based on this data, the government can work on the planning and preparation part. Clear? And also remember this, I have done this for the entire country. My data, if you look at my raw data, it has district-wise data, state-wise data. Greg, you saw, right? The first case was on Thrissur, Kerala, etc. So I have the district, I have the state-wise data. So I can also do the prediction on state-wise basis. Clear? Right? So look at this. Now this is the data which shows state-wise cases of COVID. What is the status? How is it doubling, right? Now you look at it, the national average is 58 days, and being in Kerala, you guys must be slightly worried that you guys are doubling it about 30 days straight, right? What it means is in next, so currently your cases is around 4.5 lakhs, right? As on yesterday, and you're going to double it in next 30 days, which is about 9 lakh cases in next 30 days time, right? So states like Tamil Nadu, Bihar, again, there might be a lot of issues in terms of testing levels, etc. I'm not going to the depth of it. This is only the overview of the data, right? When you drill down deeper, you go like how many tests has been done, what is the positivity rate, what are the tests per 1,000 people, etc., etc. Multiple analysis can be done using this data, right? So as of now, you'll be able to understand this better, I guess. Now the other side is that I can simply put this data in an Excel sheet, right? You all would have heard about something called flattening the curve, correct? Flattening the curve. This is what we are talking about from the beginning. What is flattening the curve? The daily new cases, if it is coming down over a period of time, which means the number of cases is coming down every day, which means that we are flattening the curve, correct? But if I'm going to give you the data of last 1 month, day by day data of all the states, 34 states, all the state day by day data, right? For 30 columns you will have. I'm putting some numbers in each column. You will not understand anything. You will not be able to figure out whether the curve is flattening or is it remaining the same, is it going up and down, etc. That is why data visualization plays a very, very important role, right? Data visualization is important because it gives you a different perspective altogether to understand and visualize the data. Just look at this data. This shows the daily cases, right? Daily new cases on each of these states, what has been mentioned there, right? So you talk about a state like Maharashtra, on looking at this red color curve, you can understand pretty easily whether the cases are doubling or not. What is the status of the cases, right? How it is going, is it flattening or not, right? Now you talk about, for example, you talk about a case like Kerala, where it is slightly on the stabilized phase, but it is really not flattening it, right? Flattening matlab it must be turning opposite direction, right? But look at, for example, a state like Delhi, right? If the curve is increasing over a period of time, it was stable and then it started going up, right? So you can, this is something to worry about. So visualizing a data will give you a very, very different perspective as such. Clear? Right? So this is what we call it as data visualization. Right? So now I hope you guys understood the entire process, right? So data collection, data formatting, then we are doing the analyzing the data, and then we are doing the visualization of data, right? Now analyzing the data, I'm not going to the depth of it. Of course, there are a lot of statistic models, coding, etc. that has been applied on that. I'm not going to that, but you must be having an overview now how to do it. All right. Okay. Any other question? Any questions so far? Can you put it out on the chat box if you have any questions? All right. So I will proceed. I'm not seeing any questions. Let me proceed. So let me talk about, so you all know what is data analyst, right? Now, what is data analytics? What is the job of a data analyst, etc. in the industry, right? Now, replace the data set. Now you saw COVID data, right? Instead, if I'm going to put an IPL data, you are a sports analyst, right? If I'm going to put a stock market data, you are a financial analyst, right? So that's the difference, right? So when you talk about analytics, depends on the data set, you can step into any industry. At the end of the day, what is important? Analysis is important, right? The data set can be of any format, any industry, right? Now you put some e-commerce data, Amazon's data, right? You become a e-commerce specialist, analyst, right? So there is a question, just a second. Does an AI engineer have to expertise in data science? Definitely yes, right? I will brief you what is data science, what is AI, etc. So you'll be able to get a overview of what it is. All right. So as of now, I've talked to you about data analytics. The guys in the industry who are going to do this data analysis is going to be called as a data analyst in the industry. Okay. Again, depends on, sometimes you will be a generalist, wherein you are a data analyst who is expert in analyzing any industry data. Sometimes you are a specialist. Matlab, for example, take a domain like financial domain, right? Not everybody can get into that easily, right? Though you are an analyst, you need to know the domain as well. So if you are a financial, you are crunching data from financial domain day in and day out, you are going to become a financial analyst, right? Now take, for example, like, cricket is easily understandable. Now, tomorrow, can you become a baseball analyst? All right, it's slightly difficult, right? Because you do not know anything about baseball. You may not know anything about baseball. So how do you become a baseball analyst, right? So you need to know the domain as well. And that again comes in pretty easily, right? But the important part, what you need to develop is the analysis part. Clear? Okay. So what is artificial intelligence is, right? Again, you might have learned some big books on artificial intelligence. In fact, you must be having an entire subject on artificial intelligence. So I'm not going to compete with you, but let me put it in a very, very layman's explanation, right? Any machine or a system which can replicate human intelligence, we are going to call that as a AI system, right? As simple as that. Any system or a machine which can replicate any human intelligence, that is called as an AI system. All right. Now, let me come to it. I have talked about what is AI system. Let me give you an example, right? Before that, let us know what are these human intelligence I'm talking about. Look at it, right? So some of the human intelligence I have listed here. Interpreting data for decisions, right? Communicating with people, identifying patterns in data, right? Adapting to new situations. These are some of the human intelligence. I'm not saying this is the only human intelligence, right? These are some of the human intelligence I've listed here. Similarly, you can list down 100 intelligence of human beings, right? Now take adapting to new situations. 10 months back, I used to give this example, right? You step into a lift, right? You are alone and somebody is entering into a lift. I'm talking about 10 months back, right? Entering into a lift with a mask on his face, right? You will be a little terrified, right? You will be wondering, like, why this guy is wearing mask? You might be a little scared, right? But today it's exactly the opposite. You are into a lift. If someone is coming inside the lift without a mask, you are literally terrified, right? You are a little scared. Why is he not wearing a mask? So what exactly changed is basically a lot of things have changed and we have really adapted to new situations, right? Today, everybody is wearing masks. You guys are, you might be washing your hands more often. You started using sanitizers, etc., etc. So this is how human beings are able to adapt to new situations very, very faster. This is one intelligence, right? Similarly, I can talk about all the intelligence. Now, let me give you an example. You all would have heard about something called Alexa, right? This is Amazon's smart assistant, right? Alexa. Now, you ask a question to Alexa, or you can talk about Siri on your iPhones, or OK Google on your Android phones, anything. It's all the same, right? Hey, Alexa, what's the temperature in Chicago? So what is exactly happening here? Your voice command is getting converted to binary commands, and then the query is processed on the Amazon server, right? And that's why you need, right? Your smart speakers, nothing but it has to be connected to the internet. And then the query gets processed, converted back to voice command, and you get a response. The current temperature in Chicago is 6 degrees Fahrenheit, right? You can ask anything, right? You can ask, hey, Alexa, who's winning the American election? You are going to get a response, right? Anything it could be, right? Hey, Alexa, play a song. It plays a song. So what is Alexa exactly doing there with you? Right? What is Alexa doing with you? Basically, Alexa is communicating with you, right? So communicating with people. And communicating with people is what? It is a human intelligence. Agree? Right? But who is doing it today? A machine is doing it. That is why we call this as an AI system. You understand now, right? We call your Siri as an AI assistant, right? Or your Alexa as an AI speaker. Why do we do that? Because it performs a task of a human intelligence. Hope you are clear now, right? What is AI system? Okay, so now when you talk about artificial intelligence, there are multiple branches of artificial intelligence, right? You have machine learning, which is one branch of artificial intelligence, right? Deep learning is in fact a subset of machine learning. You have natural language processing, expert systems, vision, speech, planning, robotics, etc. Right? So these are all the branches of artificial intelligence. Today, when very commonly or very generically we use this term AI, right? But you need to understand what is AI, right? What are the branches of AI? What does AI mean? All these things are important as well. So we do not have time to go through each one of them today. Of course, you know, once you are part of the Data Science Club, you will be attending a lot of webinars on all these different topics, and you will be able to learn much more better. On today's perspective, I'll just give you one example. One is which is machine learning, and just give you some case studies of it. And I'll talk about opportunities in that as well. We talk about machine learning, right? What is machine learning? It's a subset of AI, right? What is happening here is the machine learns from the data and performs a task. That's it, right? Now, what is machine doing? The machine is learning from the data and performing a task on its own, right? That is what we call it as machine learning. Now, deep learning, supervised, unsupervised, etc., let us not go to the depth of it, right? Now, let me walk you through some examples of machine learning. You will be able to understand it better, right? Just look at this. You all would have used this application, right? Ola or Uber. Every one of you would have used it. Now, let me talk about Ola, right? In Ola, if you talk about the input part of it, right? What is the input data that you are giving here? You are giving pickup location, you are giving drop location, and you are selecting a car. That's it, right? You are giving 3 input to your Ola application: pickup, drop, and car, right? Or could be even auto, whatever, right? Now, within some time, within a fraction of seconds, few seconds, Ola application will give you an output, and that output is price. This is an important output, right? Now, let me just put it out in a way, right? You all know, you know what is the thumb rule of software design? The thumb rule of software is that whenever the input is saved, the output has to be similar, same, correct? If your input is same, output is same, right? Now, for example, you talk about a simple coding, right? You all would have done some basic coding in your school or in your college, etc., right? Let's talk about a coding to find a prime number, right? You have written the code. It has to, whenever you input your number, your code has to tell whether it is a prime number or not. Simple, correct? Now, if I'm going to put 5, it says it's a prime number, right? Second time, when I put 5, if it says it's not a prime number, what will you tell? Your code is stupid. Your code is wrong, correct? So that is the thumb rule of software, right? Whenever your input is same, your output has to be same, correct? But look at here, it's interesting, right? Now look at this. Your pickup location is your home. Your drop location is your college. Let's say your car, you are selecting micro, okay? So basically, your pickup location is home, your drop location is college, and you are selecting the car as micro. Every single day morning, you do this. Every day morning. Okay. Now my question is very simple. Will your price be same or different? Will your price be same or different? Can I get some answers on the chat box? Every day morning, you are taking your Ola application, same time, putting it home, drop location is college, and you're selecting a car. Now my question is very simple, right? Will your price be same or different? Yeah, I can get some more answers. All right. So good. You guys are understanding it, right? So a couple of people are saying same, but most of you are saying different, right? So you are breaking the thumb rule of software. You understand this, right? Where the input data is same, but the output data is different. So what is exactly happening here? Why is it different? The answer is right. It is different, right? But why is it different? Now you look at it here, right? When you give this input data, the system, right, the machine, which is your Ola application, does not stop there. It learns a lot of other information, right? It takes the data from a lot of other sources. What are those data, right? Look at it. Traffic, right? Your cab availability, distance of the cab, raining or not raining, right? Weekday, weekend, peak or non-peak hour, petrol, diesel prices of the day, demand in destination. So all these are some of the data. I'm not talking, this is the only data which it takes, right? Some of these parameters, it learns from different sources and it performs a task. What is a task now? Analyzing the data, right? Based on all these data, your machine analyzes the data. Your machine here, when I talk about your machine, is your Ola app. It analyzes your data and then it gives you an output, which is the price output. And that is why your price is different, right? Because on any 2 given days, all of these parameters may not be same. There is also a rumor in the industry that even Ola algorithm checks your battery level as well before when you book. Let's say your battery level is low, less than 5%, your prices might be slightly higher. Chances are there, right? So it learns so many data from different sources and then it analyzes the data, gives you an output. So can you now relate to the definition of machine learning? The machine learns from data and performs a task. Performing a task here is analyzing the data, right? So this is exactly what we call it as a machine learning algorithm. It works on an algorithm, right? That is called as a machine learning algorithm. Now, someone who creates this, machine learning algorithm is not going to fall from the sky, right? So somebody has to create it. So someone who's creating this machine learning algorithm is called as a data scientist in the industry. Now you understand the difference, right? These guys are called as data scientists. You saw what is data analyst, right? So there's a huge difference, right? What the data analyst is doing, taking a data set, solving a problem statement using the data set. What is the data scientist doing? Solving a problem using machine learning algorithms. Clear? Both are different, right? So this is exactly what the difference between a data analyst and a data scientist in the industry. Clear? Now let me give you another example. You might be wondering, like, okay, why is everybody talking about machine learning, etc.? Let me give you an example. You will be you will be understanding it better. Talk about your Google Maps, right? You give 2 locations. Now I have given in Mumbai, Andheri East and Bandra West. These are some of the locations in in Mumbai. And if you look at it, right, Google is suggesting me 2 routes via Western Express Highway and via Western Express Highway and Linking Road. Now, this is the fastest route. This is the shortest route. Remember this thumb rule, right? Shortest routes are not always the fastest route, right? So Google is giving me both data. You know, you choose, right? You are someone who worries about mileage a lot, go on the shortest route. You are someone who worries about time, go on the fastest route, right? So now I take the decision and I go on that particular route. And then on the way, it gives me all the data, right? Now, this is where traffics are not there. This is slightly traffic area. There is a red over here, more traffic out there. Now, how is Google Maps getting all this data? How is it able to provide you all this data? Very simple, right? Machine learning. The system learns from the data. Number one, past data. Between these 2 locations, you are not the first person to travel, right? Hundreds and millions of people have already traveled. What are the average timings? Number 2, the current data, right? The current data is all the people who are using Android phones or having their locations on, passing on data to Google, correct? So you all must be using Android phones, or most of them must be using Android phones. Then, right, or those, if you look at it, the location service is on always, then you are passing on your data to Google knowingly or unknowingly, right? So this data is again then collected and utilized for Google Maps. Now you might be wondering, oh my God, is it a privacy violation? That's a different thing, but Google Maps is beneficial, right? Everybody uses the data and gets benefit out of it. So it's a collective effort as well. Clear? Right? So this is called machine learning algorithm. Somebody has asked, who's more relevant, a data scientist or an analyst? I don't see relevancy as an part here, right? Because everybody is relevant, right? Again, depends on what is your interest is, right? Do you want to become a data analyst or do you want to become a data scientist? It purely depends on your interest. Clear? Both are job domains in the data science industry, right? Okay. Now, coming into the another example, right? You all would have faced this recommendation algorithm of machine learning, right? Definitely you would have somewhere crossed this algorithm in your life, right? I went into Amazon. I wanted to buy a Bluetooth speaker. I searched for JBL Flip. And what it did, I searched for it, okay. And then I went off. I thought, okay, I'll buy it later. And then I opened Facebook. I got an advertisement for JBL Flip. I went to Instagram. I got an advertisement for JBL Flip. I went to YouTube. I got an advertisement for JBL Flip, right? So this is basically called recommendation algorithm, right? Wherein you are searching for something where the product is chasing you. How does it work, right? The machine learning again. The machine learns what you are looking for and consistently behind you till you. Now, the moment you purchase that in Amazon, all your ads across all the platforms will stop. Clear? Right? So you all know this, right? Now, you even try this in WhatsApp, right? You talk to your friend, hey guys, shall we plan to Goa or whatever it is, right? Okay, let's plan for a trip to Bangalore, Goa, whatever it is, right? You guys discuss about it, switch it off. Next day morning, you open up your Facebook. You might be getting an ad from Make My Trip or Go Ibibo or something like that, showing that cheaper tickets to Goa. Boom. Recommendation algorithm, right? So everything is continuously tracked and your data is being collected. Now, isn't that tracking? Yes, it is tracking. Who has given permission? You have given permission, right? So when you use Facebook or when you use all these Instagrams or everything, you are giving permission to do all these stuff as well, right? So of course it is. Now, you might be thinking, okay, in some cases it is also helpful. In some cases, you might be thinking of violation of your privacy. But again, see, everywhere there are boons and banes of technology, right? Okay, so that is machine learning. Talk about Google search engine. Now, you are talking about Google search. Again, it is one of the biggest boon, right? Because it helps us a lot. Now, just take for an example, sometime back, I wanted to know what is hydroxychloroquine. Everybody was talking about hydroxychloroquine. I don't have any clue about what is it. So I went in Google, I searched for hydroxychloroquine, right? Today, anything that we do not know, we go to Google, right? And probably today, most of you youngsters are going to YouTube for search as well. That's another way of searching. But in Google, if you look at it, right, it gave me 4.3 crore results. 4.3 crore, right? Now, even if I assume there are 10 pages, 10 results in a page, that is about 43 lakhs of results. 43 lakhs of pages, not results, 43 lakhs of pages. Now you tell me, when was the last time you went to 4th or 5th page of a Google search engine result? I haven't gone for a very, very long time. And trust me, I use Google search a lot. I haven't gone for 4th or 5th page for a very, very long time. Sorry. Right? Most of the time, I get my results on the very first page. Probably sometimes on the 2nd page, but never even 3rd page. Now I'm talking about 43 lakhs pages. I'm not talking about hundreds. I'm not talking about thousands. I'm talking in lakhs. So you think about it, right? How is Google able to show you the best results, what you're looking for on the very first page, though there are 43 lakhs pages of results there? Machine learning, right? That's the beauty of machine learning, right? The machine learns from the data consistently. Now, today you search for something, you might get different results. Still, you will get it on the first page. Tomorrow, for the same thing, you might get another result. Still, you will click that, and that must be on the first page. More relevant, right? So consistently, the machine learns. When I talk about machine here, it's your Google search algorithm, right? So who's creating this algorithm? Data scientists. Clear, guys? Now talk about Gmail, right? Yeah. Sam, it's a page rank. Page rank is one concept of that, right? So if you look at it, Google doesn't just work only on the page ranking system, right? It works on multiple parameters to consider. Yeah, so spam, if you take, for example, right, Gmail spam folder. Whenever an email comes in, this is something called as classifier algorithm in supervised machine learning, right? Whenever a mail comes in, your Gmail splits this, right? Is it a spam mail or is it an inbox mail? And drops it in that folder. Look at it, right? You just go to your spam folder. I know everybody uses Gmail. Go to Gmail, go to your spam folder and check for it, right? Definitely you will have hundreds of spam mails that you will not even be aware of. It has come to you. Number one, because spam mail doesn't give notifications. It's good, right? So you save your time. Second, you will not find any of your inbox mails that I've tested it a lot of times, right? If you guys get in, probably the accuracy may not be 100%, but at least it is 99.9% accuracy, right? You will not get a real inbox mail sitting in spam. Very, 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 very rare, right? So the algorithm works beautifully there. How does it work? Again, whenever a mail comes in, it looks for keywords, which are spam oriented, or probably the from ID, sender ID, which is spam ID, right? Then it can, now take for example, you're getting a mail, cash prize winning of $1 million, lottery winning, etc. Right? Automatically it goes into spam folder because Gmail has been trained so much, learned so much that these are spam mails. So even if you have really won a lottery, trust me, it's going to sit in spam folder, right? Yeah, because the chances of it is very, very, very less. Okay, so this is exactly what we call it as a machine learning algorithm. The final example, take your Netflix or your Amazon Prime or your YouTube videos, right? How do they suggest videos or series or movies to you? Machine learning, right? What movies you are watching, how often you are watching similar series, right? So it suggests videos accordingly. Look at the data from Netflix. 75% of the customers are watching recommended videos only, right? So recommendation algorithm is very, very, very important when it comes to machine learning, right? So this is another example, and it happens, right? I go to YouTube to watch some 5 minutes of video, and then I will end up watching some 2 hours of all the recommended videos. This happens to me a lot, right? And so I think you would have also faced such situation. It includes in your Facebook videos or etc. as well, right? So how does it work? Same way. It consistently shows. See, your YouTube suggestion videos recommendation and my YouTube video recommendation is totally different. Right? It's more personalized. It depends on what you're searching, what's your interest, what's your likes and dislikes, what are the relevant videos you're watching. Hundreds of parameters, right? But machine learning enables you to get your videos much, much easier and faster. right? So why I'm telling you all these examples is that just look at the opportunities around, right? You pull out your smartphone and list down the 10 or 15 apps which you are using daily, right? Talk about your Gmail, I've given you example, right? YouTube, I've given you example. Talk Facebook, how Facebook is showing advertisements to you, machine learning. Instagram, how Instagram is showing whom to follow, machine learning, right? Your Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, or your Facebook, all these things, right? Every single application, your Ola, Uber, Swiggy, Zomato, right? Your Amazon, Flipkart, every single app is using machine learning algorithm today. Every single application, right? That is the reason why there are huge opportunity for data science professionals in the industry there, right? So now I'm just giving an example in machine learning, right? Now I'm not even going to deep learning. I'm not even talking about NLPs and robotics and vision, computer vision, etc. I'm only talking about one branch of AI, and look at the opportunities out there for that, right? Every single application today is using some form or the other of machine learning there, right? So any questions? What about data science and robotics? Again, data science is a very generic word, guys, right? Data science is a master of all these things, right? Put together, like, what is data science, right? Study of data. That's it. Now it is data analytics, machine learning, AI, whatever it is, it all end up a part of data science. So don't get confused with the terminology, right? So data science is nothing but study of data. Okay. Now what is robotics? Again, robotics is a part of AI, which I told you, right? I am not covering it today. Probably some other time you will be able to go through robotics as well. Okay. So any other questions? So you saw what is the data analytics? What is the job of a data analyst? We saw what is machine learning algorithm? What is the job of a data scientist in the industry, etc. Right? So let me quickly take you through the tools as well. So now you guys, some of you might have already been into data science, started doing something on data science, etc. But most of you might be wondering, like, how can I enter into this data science domain, right? Okay, so let's look at this. So the fundamental to data science, again, as I said, right, study of data, which is nothing but statistics. Without statistics, there is no study that can happen on data. Note it down, right? So statistics is the fundamental. Statistics is the base. Without statistics, nothing you can do in data science, right? So go back to the basics of statistics, mean, median, mode, etc. To everything in statistics is very, very important, right? And when it comes to the tools, you can learn multiple tools. Again, there are some of which are optional, some are mandatory tools. So what are spreadsheets, right? You can learn Excel. In our terms, we generally call it as advanced Excel, right? So advanced Excel or even Google spreadsheets, right? You can do a lot of analysis using Excel itself, right? When the data size is smaller, when the analytics is very easy analytics, you can do it in Excel. Okay. And database, again, because most of the data is stored in databases to retrieve, to work on, etc. It's important. And one of the commonly used database today is MySQL. Trust me, query language is one of the easiest language to learn out there, right? So it's not going to take much time. So please put it on some effort to learn any one query language. My preference would be MySQL today. And coming into the mandatory analytics tools, right? So today, R and Python, they are the most commonly used tools in the industry today. Okay, so if you are somebody who wanted to get into data science, without this, it's very, very difficult. So trust me, I would suggest you to learn both. If 90%, 30-35% industry is using R, 60% industry is using Python, right? So Python is, of course, improving on their stage, but still it's better to learn both as well. Okay, and when it comes to visualization, Power BI and Tableau, right? You just take, for example, right, COVID data, when we used to do analysis, initially the cases were like thousands, then it became few lakhs, 1 or 2 lakhs, etc. We used to do it in Excel itself. At some point of time, the data becomes huge, right? 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, today it's 85 lakhs. It is not possible for Excel to do that. Excel will crash. You put 85 lakhs data in Excel, it will crash. Do anything, even change one formula, Excel will crash, right? So that is where you need tools like R and Python. And when it comes to visualization, 50-50, right? Power BI from Microsoft domain, Tableau from Salesforce, right? Both are equally competing, equally good tools in the industry. And personally, my preference is Tableau because it has this more flexible, as well as we can work with huge amount of data and multiple servers as well. Okay, so again, it's your call to take what you want to learn. In my opinion, again, even if you learn one, the other tool is very, very easy to learn. All right, so a couple of questions I will take. There's a question from Marin Thomas. What if in the future a restriction on accessing data by companies happen? What will be the future of analysts? See, it's not just accessing data in one way, right? Because a lot of data again is out in the open, right? So analyst role is not just, for example, you take stock market data, right? Who can restrict accessing because it's open source data, right? Talk about government data, right? It's open source data, right? So probably like a personal data can be restricted, right? What you need to access in mobile, etc. But trust me, 90% people will give access still voluntarily, right? Even if not, you take for an example of Europe as a case study, right? In Europe, there are a lot of data restrictions there, right? You cannot access any data without permission, multiple permissions from a customer, etc. But still, every single customer gives access to that certain data, right? Some of the data might be very personal; they may not give access, but most of the data is out there. So I don't see any less reason for a analyst job to go away, right? Take for example your health data. Today, more people are wearing smart watches and fitness bands today, right? You can see out there in the market, right? When you walk on the street, you can see the difference. The people moving away from regular watches to smart watches and Fitbit bands or your MI bands, etc. Right? What is it? Basically collecting data, and they want analysis. They just don't want the data to say something. They want the data to speak to them. How do you speak? You need to give the data to some analyst, right? The system has to analyze it. Then it has to speak. So I don't see a lot of such restrictions happening going ahead in the future as well. Okay. So without that, robots cannot learn anything new. Okay. Zohar Thomas, sir, usually AI can be used to analyze data better than humans. Does this endanger the jobs of data analysts? All is found on the internet. See, again, even if you want to be a data scientist who are going to develop algorithms for AI system for data analysis, you need to know data analysis, right? So I don't see any challenge of being a data analyst out there at all, right? And a lot of stuff, again, AI comes into the picture when there is a repetitive analysis happening on the same data set, right? Or different data sets. But when it's going to be a one-time analysis of certain data, you don't need really AI system, right? It's more complicated. It's more time to build a system, etc. That is where a data analyst comes into the picture, right? Now, for example, there is a data which has to be analyzed daily, right? Take, for example, Ola data. Now, you cannot put a data analyst there every day to analyze the data for every customer and provide a price output, right? There you need a system. There you need an AI system worth going. But when there are data which is out there, where the analysis has to be just one-time analysis, right? You don't want an AI system to do that. Right, so someone should clean the data. Yes, that's a process which we saw, data formatting. Can we develop a universal model which could analyze all the data? I don't think that way, because the problem statements, as I said, right, data analysis has two parts to it. One is data set, the other is the problem statement, right? So each of the problem statement requires manual intervention to apply the required formulas, right? So it's not possible to what do we call it, right? Maybe uniformalize the analysis, etc. That's not possible. All right. So again, some of the students might have asked me in the previous session to suggest some of the student level projects for them to start with, etc. So there are some of the projects which I listed over here, right? You can see it, access it. And these are some of the projects. I don't want to go through each one of it, right? You know what it is, very clear it is. And in case you guys are interested to do some small level projects in AI, small level in machine learning or data analytics, etc., these are some of the areas to work on, right? A simple thing is chatbots, right? Today, chatbots or each websites are going to be different. right? A chatbot for an Amazon is going to be entirely different from chatbot if you're going to create for a hospital out there, right? So let's take that feedback mechanism for a hospital, right? Or appointment fixing for a hospital can be done using chatbots itself, right? Why do you need somebody to pick up the phone? Can I get an appointment? So-and-so doctor, so-and-so time. Is it available? Then they will take some time to check it, and then they will give the appointment. Just think about it. Why do you need that person at all? Why do you need that person first? Why do you need this process? You can do it in a chat, right? Hey, I want to look at this doctor. Okay, wait. What is the time slot? This is the time slot. Okay, appointment done. Over. Right? So these are some of the very simple AI chatbots which you can create as well. Okay. So when it comes to industry landscapes and career opportunities, huge amount of, right? You go to Naukri, LinkedIn, Monster, whatever job sites you prefer, go and search for these keywords, right? Huge amount of openings out there, right? It's data analyst, scientist, visualization expert. Different nomenclatures might be different, but at the end of the day, it all covers what we saw in today's session, right? So huge amount of openings. And in last 3 years to 4 years, the numbers are exponentially growing. These are open analytics jobs in India, right? You look at the numbers, it's tremendous, exponentially growing, right? Recently, I checked last month data, there is about 100,000 jobs open, right? Which means close to 1 lakh jobs which are open out there, right? Demand is there, supply is less. So we talk about things like LinkedIn, Naukri, you go and search for, this data is taken from Naukri and LinkedIn only, right? 100,000 open jobs in data science. And which industry is hiring? Every single industry, right? Today, that is exactly what I told you, right? Every single industry below the sky is hiring for data science professionals. Telecom, travel, hospitality, media, e-commerce, right? Today, you have a section in journalism called data journalism. 3-4 years back, nobody talked about it. Right? So every single industry is hiring today when it comes to edtech is one big space coming up, right? Somebody was talking about education, right? One big space in edtech, right? Which is hiring huge amount of data science professionals, banking, financial sectors, every single industry hires for data science professionals there, right? So literally, right, you are an EC, electronics communication engineer, you learn data science, you wanted to get into, let's say media or e-commerce, very much open. Industry is open, right? That's the beauty of data science today. And the average package is somewhere between 4 to 5 lakhs per annum, right? Again, this is twice that of a fresh software engineer. When I talk about software engineer, I'm talking about a developer, full stack developer. They get around 2 to 2.5 lakh average package in the industry today. When it comes to data science professionals, they get around 4 to 5 lakhs average package. And 40% of all the jobs are for the freshers, right? So you look at 0 to 6 lakhs package, most of these are for freshers out there. So industry is open to freshers. All you need to do is more familiar, hands-on experience with doing more number of projects and building a portfolio which you can showcase, right? These are important stuff for get a land a job as a fresher in the industry. Okay, so what do we do at Imarticus? Again, we run a postgraduate program for data science, one program also for analytics and AI in partnership with UCLA. So one program is called data analytics, the other is called analytics and AI. Both are postgraduate programs, and one is in partnership with UCLA, which is University of California, right? And you get a certificate from UCLA as well. And these are again full-time programs for graduates. So you need to be a graduate completing it, and then you can learn this program with us. So when you are in college, if you still wanted to learn, of course, there are multiple sources. We have a weekend programs as well. You can, of course, learn it if you wanted to learn a full-fledged certificate program, right? So these are certificates from KPMG, and there is a machine learning certification from IBM. You can learn it both online or again, classrooms are in very specific locations, but being away from classroom locations, you can also learn it in online as well. So all these options are there. You can look out our website for more details, right? Or of course, being a Data Science Club member, you will be getting access to a lots and lots of free content, websites, workshops, guest lectures. Please make use of those opportunities, right? Because these are some of the industry veterans, right? There is one more webinar which we are organizing with Vice President of Machine Learning from Morgan Stanley, right? And he sits out of New York, and that is going to be also an amazing session in terms of machine learning as well. So a lot of opportunities is there. Anyway, so thank you. I don't want to take much of your time. Sorry for slightly extending the session. Thank you so much. All the best, and stay home, stay safe, and take care of your near and dear ones. Thank you so much. The feedback form is out there on your chat box. Please fill the feedback form, and you will be getting an e-certificate for participating in this webinar as well. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, sir, Ahmed Khalid, sir. This was an introductory session, and I hope all of you, around 397 students were there, all of you have enjoyed the session. And hopefully, as sir was also mentioning, that we are going to have a seminar session soon. I think it was on 15th or 16th of November. And at the same time, work schedule we are going to plan with Imarticus so as to ensure that we have all the events in hand so that our students can participate in these events at the throughout the year. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this session, and as mentioned, we have a lot of opportunities in the data science industries. At the same time, you have a lot of tools, a lot of webinars, a lot of FDPs, and a lot of workshops which will be conducted as part of Imarticus Learning Private Limited, which will be for free. Okay, so I thank each one of you. I would like to thank once again Emma sir. I would like to thank the Dinesh sir. I would like to thank Muthukumar sir. At the same time, I would like to thank all the participants who have patiently joined the inaugural session, as well as joined the webinar session. And I hope all of you enjoyed this, and please fill the feedback form so that you'll get the certificate as well. Okay, so thank you so much.